Radio. This is my program, Know the Law. The call-in number here is 2395733. Our issue today, to the attorneys that are listening, I get this off of the State Bar e-Journal. We all get it sent to us. This is a fresh case from the Michigan Court of Appeals. It is an unpublished case, which means that it's not something you cite as controlling law, but it's the same judges that have just defined the law. So it's the law of the state of Michigan. And the issue here is, and ladies, I want you to listen up real close. And to the audience, I'm going to try to keep this in 7-minute increments because that's all my YouTube will do. And if it's successful, I'll give you the link. Think, ladies. I know it doesn't pertain to your lives, but there's some households out there where there's good church ladies trying to do the right thing and the husband's doing the wrong thing. When you come to my office, I see the pain. I absolutely see the pain. You do not want to be involved in this. But here's our question today. How does the girlfriend affect a divorce? Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to go out and get a girlfriend. I'm not encouraging anybody to get divorced. But really, well, how does that factor come into play? It comes into play by a concept called fault. And gentlemen, if you got a girlfriend and that gets introduced into the divorce proceedings, you are going to lose some money. Here's the case. The case is Homayed, Homayed. The case is out of Wayne County Circuit Court. I do not talk about Genesee County cases. I never talk about my cases. And please don't anybody ever mention the name of a child on this program. I lost track of my time, so I'm going to do this for 5 more minutes. The plaintiff husband in this case had filed for separate maintenance. Now, we see this happening a lot. Good people don't want to get a divorce. They want to try to work things out, and a separate maintenance allows you to maintain the health care. You don't have to live together. Sometimes there's a boyfriend, sometimes there's a girlfriend, and it's kind of a legal way to go about your own business, but to see if you can reconcile. More often than not, separate maintenances are entered for older folk so that they can maintain that health care. That could change because some of the employers are getting wind of this and there's been some changes. But by and large, you get a separate maintenance, divide the marital property, and hang on to that health care. There'd been a house in this case that was, and this happens a lot too, that was brought to the marriage. Dad had put a lot of improvements in the house, and during the marriage, and he thought he should get full credit for it. That house was sold and used by another house. But here's what happens. During the course of the marriage, everything you do is part of the marital estate. Those improvements were marital improvements that were put in, so that became part and parcel of half of what Ma could get. Now, under the rules, under the case law, Dad could make the argument, well, I should get the down payment. Okay, sure. But any increase in value is half Mom's. So that's part of what this case talks about. And that's the heading for the case. That's property. That just says that during the course of a marriage, everything that's owned by either party is part of the marital estate. It gets cut in half to start. But we have another issue, and that's the issue of fault.